I can't tell you the amount of times I've come across the quote that said, studies show that you meet your soulmate by the age of 21. After numerous failed relationships, I'd always find myself questioning who my Mr. Right was. If I already met him, why weren't we already living our happily ever after? Almost 3 years ago, Shane and I started our relationship. I was 24 and he was 27. We met as kids and our moms were really close back then. Growing up, he always looked out for me. I'll never forget one night I was around 15 and he saw me crying over a boy and he came to my defense, ready to go and find him, like, how could he do this to you? For years upon years, he'd text me saying, "Good morning, my sexy Sammy." And whether I responded or not, he'd still make it his mission to text me that same thing whenever he could. It was early winter of 2014 when I decided to entertain Shane. He started coming to pick me up from work, helped me run errands, took me out to eat, and surprised me with gifts. He was doing everything right. And then one day he was dropping me off and he kissed me. I got home and we were laughing about it. He told me he kissed me and that I was now his. Simple as that. The insecure woman in me wanted so badly to be loved by someone like him that I just ran with it. No questions asked. I mean, wasn't I supposed to have met my Mr. Right already? Maybe it was him all along. Things were going pretty good. I already knew his mom and she loved me. I had 2 daughters from a previous relationship and he was amazing with them. Shane made me feel like I was his everything. He put me on a pedestal and showered me with love and affection. He started staying with me pretty early on in the relationship, but because we'd known each other for so long, it didn't bother me. Deep down, it all felt too good to be true, though. The 2 of us together just didn't seem like it was right. So I started doing the insecure girlfriend thing. I started looking for things I didn't want to find. One day I heard his phone go off and decided that I needed to go through his text messages. He was telling a friend of his that I was holding him back in life, but he needed a place to stay so he couldn't do anything about it. Needless to say, I was crushed. I mean, I didn't even fight, I just cried. I asked him why. How could someone go through so much work just for a place to stay? And without any warning, he hit me. Told me I should stay out of his phone. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Sorry, guys. I tried to get up and he hit me again and told me not to move until he left. So I did just that. I sat in my room crying for hours until he returned that night. He came and he hugged me and told me how sorry he was. He wanted me for so long and now he was ruining it. Shane told me he didn't mean what he said in those texts. His reputation as this tough guy was simply getting the best of him. He told me he was going to leave before he made things worse, but I told him it was okay. I, Samantha, told him that I forgave him for hitting me and that we could move on and move from it. And it was one of the worst decisions of my life. Things only got worse. If I talked back to him, he'd hit me. If I said hi to another male friend in his presence, he'd verbally attack me. And slowly but surely, his possessive behavior began to take control of me. No one around me knew the severity of the situation. I'd tell them little things but cover up the big. And without even knowing anything, my friends and family just kept telling me to walk away, that I deserved so much better. I just couldn't see it. And when things were bad, they were bad. But when we were good, we were amazing together. I convinced myself that he was my soulmate, and these were just part of the ups and downs we had to go through. 7 months into the relationship, I got pregnant. He made it known he didn't want any more children after what he went through with the mother of his son. We went back and forth for a while, and then we decided to really think about making it work. But the physical fights never stopped, and as a result, I suffered a miscarriage. Shane seemed broken up over it, but with someone like that, you could never really tell. You'd think by then I'd be coming to my senses, realizing he genuinely was no good for me, but it wasn't happening. Months after the miscarriage, I got pregnant again, and this time it was 100% no-go for him. As a couple, we were only getting worse, but neither of us could completely walk away. With the second pregnancy, I feel like he made my choice, abortion. Now, of course, I set the appointment, and I could have walked out of that clinic, but I mean, deep down, I knew it might have been for the best. The situation was too much, and it was better to get it over with and cry about it later. And then I did the craziest thing ever. I got pregnant again not even 3 months later. This time I put my foot down and I held my ground. Shane threatened me on the regular, called me and harassed me whenever he could, but what he didn't do was hit me. He told me he wanted nothing to do with the baby, and honestly, I didn't care anymore. I promised myself that I would do whatever it took to keep that unborn child of mine. Friends and family remained my biggest supports. Him and I stopped talking and I started living again. And then one day I got a call letting me know he was in jail and that he really wanted to talk to me. By then I was 6 months pregnant and all I could do was laugh. I mean, the irony. At first I ignored him, but then I broke down and I became his biggest support. Shane apologized continuously. He would call me when I went to the doctors just to hear the baby's heartbeat, and I was in love again. From behind bars, he was turning back into the man who I wanted him to be. He came out when I was about 8 months pregnant, and he showered me with love and affection all over again. October 3rd of 2016, I gave birth to a beautiful little girl with her dad right by my side. I felt like everything we went through was officially behind us, but it wasn't. The verbal, physical, and emotional abuse came back almost 10 times harder. I was too scared to call the police because, like I said, with someone like Shane, he'd just get angry and retaliate in a heartbeat. Yet I still wanted to be with him. We still tried to make it work. I just wanted my little family to be perfect. And then one day, Shane broke up with me, told me he couldn't take it anymore, and I was dumbfounded. I felt like I was the one who had already given up so much. How could he leave just like that? It's officially only been 6 months since Shane and I parted ways. I'm raising our daughter alone, but that's okay, because to me it means one less person I have to share her love with. I'm still struggling with coming to the realization that the relationship was too toxic for either of us to survive. At a point, I tried to convince myself that I was just too broken to love, but no matter how many times I forgave him, nothing ever changed. So how could it be me? The past few years have been really hard. I've ruined friendships, hurt family, but most importantly, I lost myself. Never once did I envision myself as being a victim of domestic violence, but I don't think anybody ever does. When all is said and done, I'm proud to be working through it, patiently waiting to be completely past it. Thanks.